most interesting colors, I think, that I've found in my painting career is the idea of amongst the three primaries, red, blue, and yellow, is yellow. How can you get the most maximum advantage of the values in yellow? Cadmium yellows have a wonderful glazing property as far as that they can bring in sunlight into a scene. When I did this value study, I knew that I'd be using a lot of cadmium yellows probably in the light. But what about the darks of yellow? It's difficult to maximize the idea of a yellow without it going muddy. And I found that Carr Yellow, which I have to tell you a little story how that was created, is one of my favorite paints to maximize the value range from light to dark. It doesn't go muddy. I love it in order to create some of the glowing parts of a shadow side of a yellow aspen tree or something of that nature. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to start out with, this is my Carr Yellow again. I make a ridge across this little area in order to keep it from getting too muddy. So I always usually have a ridge. It'll melt out a little bit because it's such a soft, wonderful, glowing color. But I'll put a little bit of water down just to show you. And turn it to the side again using gravity. I could start out really very light and sunlit area, perhaps the sun hitting the side of a birch tree in the fall. Then I could go a little darker and look at how it stays rich, not muddy. A little bit more, and I could take some of Janet's violet. Is that? And look at that maximum from light to dark. It's just wonderful. You can also bring in a little bit of green and really have fun with that yellow. So it's a wonderful color. It doesn't muddy up. Cadmiums are wonderful as for their reason, but the Carr Yellow made by American Journey is just a really rich, wonderful color. I was just going through one of my workshops out at Cheap Joe's and having a nice visit with Joe Miller. He was showing me the Blue Ridge Mountains, which was just fantastic, the peak time of the color change. And he was describing all that was the colors that we were seeing, and I was telling him, well, you know, I'd like to see maybe come up in your American Journey line with a more transparent Indian yellow. And lo and behold, about a month and a half later, in my studio came a large box, and in the little box, open, was a little teeny tube. It was called Carr Yellow, and he said, try this out and see if this is what you mean. And now we have Carr Yellow, which is just wonderful. He took my advice without anything but just trying to find out exactly why and what the reasons were. And I just mentioned that it would be nice to have it be a little bit more transparent. And that's the way American Journey paints are, and the way that the company, Joe Miller and Cheap Joe's company, is. They take and they listen and they really care about what they're producing. I mean, and they don't, well, they're not pompous about it. I really believe in this company. So try out Carr Yellow as well as some of the other American Journey paints. You won't want to put them down. Rich and fun with lots of activity. So you'll enjoy it.